Folks, I was checking out some SDO, Solar Dynamics Observatory, footage a little while ago, and I know it's been some time since we've had a really good clear shot of this planet X, this stellar core that's lurking behind the sun. Well, today, folks, we have some pretty good captures coming from the SDO, again, dated for today, July 31st, 2018. You know, folks, you're going to have your naysayers out there till death that will claim there is absolutely nothing in our solar system that doesn't belong there. Dr. Albers and I beg to differ. We've showed you the photographic evidence for over 2 years on Planet X News. We've defined some of the best evidence proving that this object exists. It's causing major Earth changes. You see it every single day. But anyways, folks, I was taking a look at some of this footage today. I found another outlet to get clearer resolution pictures. Not from the SDO. Even though they are using SDO footage, what we see has become a little more cloudy. The pictures are lower resolution. The 48-hour loop seems to be a lower resolution now. But I found a website that uses the SDO footage, but their resolution is much higher. And today, reviewing some of that information, I was able to make this capture. Hold on for a second. I'm going to flip over to my screen and share it with you. Give me 1 second here. And what we have here, I'm going to go ahead and flip back here real quick. This was for today, July 31st, at 20:46 UT, Universal Time. If you take a look right up here, you'll see a spherical object lurking right behind the left side of the sun as you face it at about the 10:30, 11 o'clock position right here. So we can zoom into it. This is a much higher definition photograph. And as you take a look at it, at this zoomed in position, it's not pixelized. You can tell it's a much higher definition photograph. And what do we see? Once again, lurking within the corona of the sun. Some will say, well, that's nothing more than a coronal prominence. Well, I beg to differ. Coronal prominences are not three-dimensional, nor are they perfectly spherical. So this is just the first shot. And again, I'm going to post all of these pictures on the Planet X News Facebook page. You can go check them out. You can download them, and you can examine them for yourself. But here we are. Once again, this was actually zoomed in and cropped a little bit. No color changes whatsoever. You can clearly see the defined shadow. That would prove to me that that object is definitely spherical and three-dimensional. This photograph, it started to pixelize a little bit. I wanted to do it in black and white to see if I can catch more definition. Doesn't look that good, but you can still clearly see that defined sphere. Took a little bit of the color out of the original image. Excuse me. And you can see it started to pixelize just slightly. But again, I'm going to convert these over to 4K. So we're going to shrink these large pixels down. You can see how big they are. And we're going to shrink those down, and we're going to get that definition up there. But you can clearly see right here, it's a three-dimensional object. You know, it's not a coronal prominence. It's nothing like that. This is what Dr. Albers refers to as a stellar core. This is also blown up a lot, and again, you can see how big these pixels are. But even though it's pixelized, you can still see the well-defined sphere. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, just looking at the size of the sun and the size of this object, I mean, this object can't be that far away from the sun in order for it to be enveloped in the sun's corona. So judging its distance, I would have to leave that up to Dr. Albers. I have forwarded the photographs to her. She's examining right now, all of them, and she'll probably be doing a report here within the next 24 hours. But this object is absolutely massive. Something else that I've been worrying about over the course of the last couple of months is the amount of radiation combined with the radiation from the sun. Are we receiving more radiation here on Earth because of this object? I mean, it's something that we may never know. But I wanted to share these photographs with you today. And if you have anybody in doubt that thinks you're crazy about another stellar object in our solar system captured by our sun and wreaking havoc in our solar system and on our planet. You know, folks, there is so much going on in the world right now. I mean, it is just absolutely a crazy place. I'm going to go ahead and flip back to my other screen here. But the world is becoming a very, very, very dangerous place with governments in complete upheaval, this crazy immigrant migrant situation. I think it's all part of a well-orchestrated new world order plan. Who knows? But the bottom line is, folks, they're covering something up. Maybe more than just one thing. But you can guarantee that object that's lurking out there near the sun is damaging the sun. And in turn, it's going to damage our planet. Now, I'm not talking about something rogue planet bashing into the earth like you see in these British tabloids and some of the videos that you see on YouTube and what you may see on Facebook. Okay, the sun has captured this object. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, at least in none of our lifetimes. But the abuse that it is putting on the sun is very detrimental. It's detrimental to us here on Earth. Preparation, you know, folks, I've talked about preparation a few times here and there over the years. My advice to you is keep yourself informed, and whatever prepping needs that you feel that you need, take care of them. Start doing it now. Make sure you have a purified water system of some kind. But do whatever you think you need to do to protect yourself and your family. Once again, folks, I'm going to post all of these photographs that you've seen here today on the Planet X News Facebook page. They'll be up there in about 1 hour. This is Scott from Planet X News. Thank you for watching. Folks, we had a live stream last night with Dr. Albers. And this was pertaining to the evidence that we acquired from the Cactus Coronagraph program. And the Cactus is used for the detection of coronal mass ejections. And as I was viewing the current footage that was dated for October 3rd through October 4th, I noticed this, what looked like a coronal mass ejection. As pointed out by the arrow on your screen, you will clearly see a very large spherical object that appears throughout this, quote, coronal mass ejection. Dr. Albers and I have our own theories related to what we found. I personally don't think that this was a real coronal mass ejection like we normally see on the sun. We have theorized that this ejection, well, this was basically part of Planet X moving through the sun's corona, disturbing the sun's corona and creating this so-called coronal mass ejection and literally pulling plasma from the sun. Now, throughout this short video, as requested by many people asked if I could just show this evidence in a shorter video, so here we go. So I've labeled this object with arrows so you can tune in and you can see exactly where this object is. And folks, the bottom line is, what else would it be? I mean, let's be realistic here. Do you think that something like this is just going to appear in these images and this recording? Absolutely not. You know, I stumbled onto this like I do a lot of the Planet X captures that I've found over the years. This started out with looking at a composite image of the C2, C3 coronagraphs, and I noticed a very, very odd, explosion on the sun. And that is what led me over to the cactus. And once I started observing the recording for the 3rd of October and going into the 4th of October, I noticed a very, very weird signature on that cactus coronagraph. It kind of just didn't match up with what I normally see. So that led me into further investigating and downloading the video and basically tearing it apart. And I wanted to see what was actually there. And as all of you can see clearly, that is a very large spherical body, much, much larger than the planet Jupiter. You know, folks, some people will say it's nothing more than an anomaly. I beg to differ. The object was clearly moving away from the sun. It moved through the sun's corona, and there was a major disturbance on the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been seeing this now for many, many years. I've been detecting this since 2016. And once again, the evidence is clear and right in front of your eyes.